Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to the witnesses for being here today. In fact, Mr. Zhu, it's your second time appearing as a witness on this study topic. You appeared at this committee in the previous Parliament on November 28th, 2024, during a meeting 111, I believe it was. And looking back at that evidence, it was quite clear there were some technical issues that disrupted you from fully participating in that meeting. These issues also disrupted the members from having an opportunity to engage you by asking questions and getting your testimony. We're pleased that you're back here today, and thank you for doing that. During the meeting on November 28th, the chair at the time invited you to submit any further testimony by a brief, and I just want to know if you were able to do so.
I was not able to do so last time, but I will do so after this meeting today.
Thank you so much. And in your opening statement on November 28th, 2024, you said, today federal research funding is often allocated on the basis of race, sex, ideological conformity, and other criteria that have nothing to do with the pursuit of truth and excellence. So, in your view, what are the risks and danger to Canadian research excellence caused by this DEI approach?
Thank you for this question. Firstly, right, this is not hidden, right? If you go on the website of any of the research councils, there are pages which are dedicated to, their DEI policies. There are, programs which are very specifically tailored to advance certain viewpoints, to advance certain minority groups. And the truth is, look, research is about, I believe, the pursuit of truth and excellence. And if you tell the researchers beforehand, well, we may give you money as long as you do research which checks these boxes in EDI, which where you get money if you are of a certain race or whatever. That already, firstly, that shrinks the pool of people who are eligible, right? People who do not fit certain, who don't have these personal characteristics don't get the money. People who want to do certain types of research which are less fashionable, which are less ideologically on board with EDI, don't get the money. So the money goes to a smaller pool of people, and very often this encourages people to lie about actually what they actually want to research, right? So as a researcher, when I do a grant proposal, I have to think, this is what I want to research. What do they want to read in terms of the proposal? So, you are encouraged actually to be actively dishonest. And moreover, as I think Dr. Freeman also pointed out, a lot of the money goes to a number of very ideological researchers. And I'm not saying that they should not get any money. I'm saying that they should not get special treatment.
It's interesting, in effect, people are committing academic dishonesty by having to lie on an application to ensure they can get a program funded on research excellence. And I think there's something wrong with that system when we're creating a system like that. Mr. Freeman, you recently wrote an article that was published in the Hub titled "Canada's Universities Have Lost Their Way. So why do you keep giving them public money with no strings attached?" In the opening paragraph, you observe something is seriously wrong with universities. So what are some of those issues that you have observed and identified that lead you to this claim?
Yeah, thanks very much for the question. Yeah, so, for me, as a Jewish faculty member, the kind of response after October 7th, really hit home. How, seeing many faculty kind of celebrating the Hamas massacre, that really hit home for me. And I could talk more about that, and then also the outwelling of support for that side following that. That really hit home. But, I think that there's, that's just a symptom of a much, much larger problem. And, why don't I talk about kind of the other facets of it? Like, I think that the ideological imbalance, cancel culture that, has been documented in various sources, I think these are really deep problems if we want universities to be places that promote truth, promote discourse across diverse viewpoints, and build knowledge that, serves Canadians that Canadians can trust.
I think you did mention that. I mean, that notion of the truth. You talked about in your opening comments about activist research. And instead of the pursuit of truth, the pursuit of activism kind of slants the findings of what the research you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think that's certainly in some disciplines. And, for some researchers, it's a continuum. It's very hard to draw a hard line as to what's activist, what's not. But, I think if you say believe that the truth is highly subjective, if you believe that what you say contributes to a discourse that contributes to power relations, you might very well want to be selective in the evidence that you use in order to promote one side, perhaps say promote whoever you think happens to be more oppressed. Just a sort of one kind of ideology within the broad spectrum of kind of the academic idea space. So yeah, I think that what I'm calling more broadly activist research is very well ingrained in parts of academia. I'm not saying that
Professor
we should
Freeman, if I could,
it.
because I've only got about 15 seconds left. A previous witness last week, or just on Monday, appeared, and one of her concerns with regards to the research funding that is being shared is she's saying there's very little monitoring of the monies that go out. And do you agree with that comment?
True, but it's really hard to understand as a researcher, like what's the useful direction that I should go when I write the grant application. If I'm writing a grant application, honestly, it's for research I haven't actually done. And, I might, early in the research, I might learn something and take a bit of a different direction. And so
sorry for interrupting. Time is up. Maybe you will get an opportunity in the second round.